Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. It is I, God Empress Jessie Milestone, and today we're going to talk about Star Wars. After I adjust this because it's driving me crazy that it's slightly off kilter. There we go. Alright, as you can see, my Cat Solo poster is firmly affixed to my wall, bringing me great joy all of the time. As you can also see by my present loneliness, my wonderful fiancé, Ivan, is back in Atlanta. Great tears, great suffering. I'll see him again soon, though. It's all good. Relate to the party once again. I'm just gonna wait until everyone else has already finished talking about the return of Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher in episode 9, because things were happening in my life, and now I'm talking about it, so you're welcome. This one, and it's, if you guys saw my video, Billy D Spare Me, you might have a sense of where I'm gonna go with this one already, which is quite simply, they have yet to demonstrate, Disney Star Wars has yet to demonstrate that it has any idea how to correctly and respectfully handle canon characters. Now, if you're thinking like, oh, well, J.J. Abrams wasn't that bad, it was really Rian Johnson that ruined everybody, think again. Han Solo. Right? Another video about that. They took his character arc, his beautiful character arc from the original trilogy, put him back to 0, and then just killed him in the most pathetic, stupid way possible, and then everyone forgot about him. That, for me, JJ lost me, right? The moment that Rey and Chewbacca get off the Millennium Falcon, and Leia walks right past Chewbacca and hugs Rey, that was the moment you knew he was completely out of touch. So that's where you're coming from with him, right? Someone who did virtually nothing with Chewbacca's character, who marginalized C-3PO and R2-D2, and now we want to trust him with now he's gonna get Mark Hamill, he's totally gonna get Luke Skywalker, right? He did virtually nothing with Princess Leia, but now with this little bits of found footage and whatnot, this little bit of footage we have left over, where he's gonna make it all right. Like, first of all, with Carrie Fisher, it's very limiting anyway, and that one I'm not necessarily gonna fault the filmmakers. Unless they do something ridiculously monumentally stupid, in which case I will absolutely hold them at fault. They have a finite amount of footage to work with. I like the choice that, okay, we need to do something with Carrie Fisher, so the thing we're going to do is use found footage. Or, no, I keep saying found footage. That's not found footage. Use leftover footage. Use existing footage that's what I keep saying. Use existing footage. Use stuff we already have of her. That's how we want to handle it. That's how we think will be the most respectful way to do it. Okay, I prefer that to recasting. I think that's a good sign, at least. They're going to be very limited by what they can do with her, because it's going to be limited to what's already been shot and what's already put on film. So, that. Obviously, the popular theory is that Luke will return as a Force ghost, which, it's just kind of weird, because the whole thing of someone turning into a Force ghost was never a way to cheat their character back into the franchise, which is what this is, by the way. So that kind of irritates me to begin with. The purpose of a Force ghost was to serve as this sort of greater voice of reason who could pop back in. So yeah, we got to see Obi-Wan, and they had a moment and stuff like that. But it wasn't like Obi-Wan's back doing Obi-Wan things, and it really feels like this is like, what's the point? We've already discussed that Rey doesn't need to learn anything ever because she's too good at things. So what? I mean, you're going to have to retcon so much from The Last Jedi for it to even make sense, first of all. Second of all, the whole idea that they're using a Force ghost now as a way to bring a character back in that they messed up and destroyed, I don't like that. You're using existing Star Wars elements to just cover up your shitty mistakes, and that to me that doesn't ring well for me. So the thing is, and I know like this was Monday and Matt's big 180 of like I'm not gonna shit on Disney Star Wars anymore because I want them to bring Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher back, and that's what everyone should want. Like, come on, grow up. Don't be so naive. Yeah, you apologize, great, good stuff, but again, there's been no evidence to suggest that Disney Star Wars has any idea how to handle these characters responsibly or respectfully. Why am I going to put my faith in them now? Why am I doing that starting now? Oh, well, we should all give episode 9 a chance. Why? As I've said before, it is complete insanity to have a trilogy that wasn't already planned out. When you know you're going to sit down and make the entire trilogy. Write all 3 scripts. Or at least spec scripts, or at least the bare bones outline, and freaking stick to it. In what universe does it make sense to write the beginning of a trilogy, have your second writer go, fuck that, and write something completely different, and then bring the first one back in to be like, all right, let's see where it goes. I mean, that alone, bringing JJ back on alone it just basically ensures the ruination of episode 9, because he only has 2 choices, right? 3. Sorry, he has 3 choices, and none of them are good, right? Option number 1, which is the most responsible one, is spend the entirety of episode 9 cleaning up the mess that The Last Jedi left behind. That's not going to make a good movie. First of all, I'm not sure that you can do that. Second of all, that's not going to make a good movie, right? You're just going to desperately be grasping at straws, trying to justify things and make them make sense and tie everything up in a neat little bow, even though the second movie left you absolutely nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. I mean, the second movie was written like the third movie of a trilogy, basically, because it was all the big fight, the big showdown, the final moments, the final hour. He just wanted to write the third installment, basically. He was given the second one. He was like, screw you guys, I'm going to do whatever I want, right? So now you have... So that's option 1. JJ can either just try to clean up that mess. He can do what, in my opinion, would be the worst possible thing he could do, which is accept what Rian Johnson did and be like, all right, we'll just continue on in this vein, and we'll be all subversive and stuff, which would be terrible, because The Last Jedi is obviously a horrible movie, and that would just be painful, and it'll be another Last Jedi to have to sit through. Nobody wants that. Nobody intelligent wants that, anyway. Sorry, that's not fair. If you like The Last Jedi, you're not necessarily not intelligent. You just either have a lot of cognitive dissonance or very low standards for Star Wars, and that's okay. You're allowed. Cognitive dissonance is a difficult thing to deal with. I understand that some of us, rather than getting angry and flipping out that our childhood was shat upon, would rather just force themselves to like it and go through those mental gymnastics to try to claim that it's the best movie ever because it's the only way that they emotionally know how to handle the fact that their childhood got shat upon. So it's okay. I don't fault you for that. It's not fair to me. I'm trying to be a little bit more inclusive and a little bit nicer, right? Maybe you're suffering from massive cognitive dissonance, or maybe you just don't have very high standards for Star Wars. So that's okay. So you could be those people. The point is, most of us don't want to sit through another Last Jedi. The third option he could do is basically what Rian Johnson did to him and say, F you, and just ignore kind of everything he did and just go back to what he'd started from and kind of just pretend Last Jedi never happened and write his way forward from there. Which would be not good because the entire trilogy would then make no sense. And then additionally, I didn't really like what he did with The Force Awakens, so it would probably just be a rewrite of Return of the Jedi with Porgs instead of Ewoks. All of a sudden, the Porgs are amazing at fighting and like can build crazy log contraptions or just fly around dropping rocks on stormtroopers and everyone dies at the end. So... Suffice to say, no, I'm not excited for them bringing back Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher. I don't see any reason why it should be. I don't see any way that I don't have any faith in them to handle these characters respectfully anymore. I'm willing to give a Star Wars movie a shot if it's something totally different. Like, if you're gonna, and that's, I almost wish they had done that. I almost wish they were like, we're gonna bring back Star Wars. If you were gonna finish the trilogy, and this is a huge thing for me. The trilogy of trilogies, right? George Lucas knew exactly what was gonna happen the whole time, right? I think the sequels were a little bit hazier, but you should have let him write that script. You should have taken his ideas. You should have used that, make those 3 movies fine, open up the Star Wars universe, and play around in it. Go away from those characters, though. You have this wonderful, massive playground. Walk away from the Skywalkers, from that central storyline, and mess around. But you didn't do that. You took things that were already very, very nice and fine. You messed with those. And I don't know what to tell you. I mean, yes, there's a part of me that enjoys watching Mark Hamill be Luke Skywalker. So that will be nice. There's a part of me, and now it's like, I almost feel obliged to go see Episode 9 because this is going to be the last thing Carrie Fisher ever did. You know, her posthumous release, you know, and all that. So there's a part of me that's like, all right, you know, I will do that, you know, for those reasons. So, like, good job, marketing ploy, sucking us back in. Props to you, but I'm not putting my faith in you. I'm not getting my hopes up. That's just ridiculous. Insanity's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So, at least I'll go with no expectations. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for you. Thanks for being you. Check out my Patreon. It's a super awesome place where super fun things happen. And you get to give me suggestions and stuff like that. So we're jumping into August suggestions, things like that. I got shirts. You should buy those. They're cool. I'm going to make a new one soon, I think, because shirts. Everyone likes shirts. And that's all I got. So I will see you guys tomorrow, probably. Bye.